I slept through every shift as a night security guard, and somehow I'm the reason they caught their biggest thief in 10 years. The whole thing started because my roommate Darren bet me $500 that I couldn't get paid to do absolutely nothing for an entire month. I applied to be a night security guard at a massive electronics warehouse because I figured nobody actually expected those guys to do anything except exist in a uniform between midnight and 8 in the morning. After a 15-minute interview where the hiring manager mostly complained about his divorce, I was handed a flashlight, a broken walkie-talkie, and a chair positioned in front of 12 security monitors that hadn't been updated since the 90s. My first night on the job, I sat down at exactly midnight, pulled my hat over my eyes, and fell into the deepest sleep of my entire life. The close calls started almost immediately. Night 2, I woke up to footsteps 20 feet away and barely had time to pretend I was meditating before my supervisor walked past, nodding approvingly. Night 3, the motion sensor near the loading dock beeped every 15 minutes, but I had positioned myself so perfectly that every time I jolted awake, it looked like I was checking monitors with extreme vigilance. By night 4, I had perfected sleeping with my eyes partially open, which apparently made me look so intimidating that the cleaning crew started taking different routes to avoid my station. Things got weird around night 6 when I started hearing strange noises during my semi-conscious states. Metal scraping concrete, footsteps that didn't match the cleaning schedule, the freight elevator activating at 3 in the morning when nobody was supposed to be using it. I told myself it was rats or pipes settling. The warehouse was old and massive, nearly 200,000 square feet of inventory worth millions. I adjusted my hat and went right back to sleep like a professional. But the sounds kept happening every single night between 2 and 4 in the morning, always from the same direction near the east loading dock. By night 12, I had accidentally developed a routine without realizing it. Pass out around 12:30, wake briefly when the elevator beeped around 2:15, mumble into my broken walkie-talkie, fall back asleep until 7:45. The warehouse had been losing around $80,000 worth of electronics every quarter, according to break room gossip, but nobody could figure out how, because security footage never showed anything unusual. I used that as justification for sleeping even harder since clearly nothing ever happened here anyway. The discovery happened completely by accident on night 19. I woke up around 3, needing the bathroom, stumbled through darkened aisles half asleep, and walked directly into a stack of boxes that definitely hadn't been there when my shift started. I fell forward, knocked over what sounded like an entire shelf of laptops, and landed face first on concrete with a crash that echoed through the entire building. I lay there disoriented when I heard the freight elevator doors slam shut somewhere in the darkness. I grabbed my phone and snapped a picture of the scattered boxes without thinking, mostly figuring I'd need evidence that the mess wasn't my fault. The next morning, I showed my supervisor the picture while explaining the tornado-struck aisle. His face went white when he zoomed in. The boxes I'd tripped over were supposed to be in a completely different section, scheduled for shipment the following week. Within 2 hours, the warehouse was swarming with corporate investigators and police detectives asking me to repeat my bathroom journey timeline. Someone had been using the freight elevator to move high-value inventory to the east loading dock every night, where an accomplice loaded it into a van parked in a camera blind spot that had existed for over a decade. My phone's timestamp showed 3:12 in the morning, matching elevator logs that corporate finally audited. The investigation revealed the assistant operations manager had run the theft ring for 8 years with his brother-in-law, stealing over $2 million by exploiting that same blind spot nightly. Security footage never showed anything because he deleted relevant clips every morning before anyone arrived. What he couldn't delete were the elevator logs, which nobody checked until my blurry bathroom photograph gave investigators a specific time window. My supervisor called me a hero. Corporate sent a letter praising my vigilance. The assistant manager was arrested along with 4 others. Darren paid me the $500 that night while laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. And the following Monday, I was promoted to head of overnight security with a 30% raise.